So we're here with Olly this morning. Welcome everyone to this amazing shed of dreams, I think you can call it.
Yeah, absolutely.
The shed of dreams. We've come to visit Olly Crabb. We're just outside, as a bit of context, we're just outside the edge of Bournemouth, just on the new dual carriageway going in that they put a nice new bike lane over the top of, which is great news for all of us. And I saw this bike on Instagram. Olly's sister's actually the wonderful mother to my new godson, Ellis. Still got to meet him.
Right.
I am. I'm a godfather. So I have 3 other godchildren as well, so he'll be my 4th, but the first boy, so that's good news.
Good.
So I saw this on Instagram, and I think you'll see it immediately from just looking at it. It's kind of the bike of dreams I think everyone wants to build. We're just coming out of, obviously, coronavirus, and Olly's taking the time to do this. So first of all, everyone, meet Olly Crabb.
Hello.
Cool. So Olly, what have you done before this?
Well, brief summary of my background. Spent 7.5, 8 years out of school training to be an aerospace engineer.
Cool.
Got to work on some pretty cool stuff. Eurofighters, Tornadoes, bit of Concords, Vulcan to the Sky project when that was going. Always been into bikes. Then just before last recession, was that 2008 or so, aircraft industry was going down, as it always does at times like that. Thought, now's the time to move into bikes. So eventually got a job in a bike shop over in Bournemouth. Did that for 3.5 years. That was supposed to be then, I'll go off and do my own thing. 12 years later, I eventually got around to doing it. So now this is the first product of the engineering background and the bike background. So
amazing. So how long did this take you from start to finish?
I designed the bike, to be honest, because I've been around for so long now. The geometry and stuff literally took me around half a day.
Okay.
To sort of set it out where I wanted everything.
Amazing.
Just because I've ridden so many bikes now, I know what works, what doesn't work. I had a pretty good baseline to go for. The builds, however, took quite a bit longer, purely based on the coronavirus at the moment.
Yep.
A lot of shipping delays. The original tubing I want to use wasn't available. So the back end on this bike currently, clearance is pretty tight on there because I've had to
noticed it.
Yeah, that's purely down to the fact that I've had to use the road stays as opposed to the gravel stays because they weren't available at the time. Annoyingly, the moment I finished the bike, they came back into stock again. But so Mark II will have quite a bit more clearance because there's a lot more room on there. There's got enough room for 42s at the moment.
I think it looks amazing. The slimness at the back really gives it sort of racy feel.
Well, that's what I was aiming for. With this, where I live over in the forest, it's a lot flatter, so you can get up a lot more speed on there. So I prefer a slightly racier bike to the more upright bike, which is why I said I've designed it around myself, but you can spec it how you want.
And just obviously for people who haven't designed their own bikes, can you give us an idea of the geometry? What's the numbers?
So geometry, we've got a 70.5 degree head angle on it, 73 degree seat angle.
Yep.
It's 430 mils at the chainstay, so a little bit longer. But I've always been of the belief a longer bike is slightly better because it's more stable.
Yeah.
There's a tendency coming from the road side that the bike should be as short as possible, which is great when you're going at slow speeds, but when you get speed up, the bike's going to get very twitchy and want to swap ends quite quickly. It really does hold the line quite nicely. So far, I've had a couple of rides on it, and it was there or thereabouts straight away, which for the first step I'm pretty pleased with. So.
And for the new guys that are looking to design their own bikes, you said like a 70 degree head angle.
Yeah.
You've got your other Kona in the background. Yeah. Do you know what's the geometry on that?
That's a 68 degree head angle. So basically, the faster you're going to go, the more stability you want. So bringing out that head angle makes front centre of the bike. The front centre is between here and here.
Okay.
The longer that's going to be, the more stability you're going to get at the front end of the bike. The same thing with the back end. The shorter it is, the more nimble it'll be, the longer it is, the more stable it'll be. So it's a delicate balancing act of making sure everything's correct. It's almost like there's no sort of perfect ratio to say you've got the front end this long, you need the back end that. So this bike is on the more stable side, but then I wanted it like that because if you're going at 20 mile an hour over a load of gravel, you don't want the thing to decide it wants to change direction.
Sure.
So you want it to be stable. And thankfully it is. So yeah, it's worked out pretty well so far.
So can you take us sort of from front to back? What did you choose on the bike? What's the
componentry wise, I got on with the Shimano GRX. This is the 800s 11 speed group set, not the Di2, the cable one.
Yeah.
I do like Di2, but I don't want to chuck loads of money at the gear at the moment. It's a very expensive habit. I've also got the Pro bike gear components and Shimano's component brand. So we've got the Discover carbon bars and seat post.
Yeah.
I've never really ridden carbon bars before, so I was a bit apprehensive because they can either be too stiff or too soft. These spot on, can't complain. Bar tape, got physique bar tape in this colour, which seems to mix opinions at the moment.
Yeah. Is that double wrapped?
It's not a single wrapped. It's pretty chunky bar tape, and then the bars underneath. It's very comfortable bar tape. It's especially good first rides. Was in the wet. Nice and grippy. Can't complain. I went with the GRX wheels as well.
Yeah.
Just matching components. Shimano wheels are really underlooked because a lot of people don't like the cup and cones, but you get them set up right. They are the best hubs in the world.
And these GRX are gravel rims, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're meant for gravel.
Yeah, they're designed for gravel, so they're slightly wider, tubeless ready. It's set up tubeless, got gravel kings on, so I don't trust them.
Yeah. And for us heavy riders, no problem with strength and.
No. I mean, I'm 100 kilos currently.
Yeah.
And they're absolutely fine. I've not broken them yet, as of yet, but yeah, so I went with it all for reliability and ease of getting hold of parts. Got my very tired old Celia Italia flight seat on the bike, which is...
It looks amazing.
It's not the prettiest looking thing, but it's comfortable. It will be going for a Brooks Cambion at some point soon, though, because they are really, really nice. Moving on to the actual frame itself, we've got Columbus Futura cross fork. Full carbon fork, so steer and fork is actually got adjustable dropouts on as well.
Oh, no ways.
So you can adjust the trail of the fork, so you can run it at 650 or 700.
Okay.
So if I wanted to, I could put the 650 wheels with a bigger tyre on it, and you can adjust the geometry of that.
So, I mean, that's quite a big choice from a point of view of like. You could have just gone with a straight normal hub on there, not going to adjustable dropout. Do you think you'll use it much? Or?
Unsure at the moment. I'm going to be borrowing a set of 650 wheels in there just to see what the bike handles like. There's a real sort of split and difference of opinion as to what's best for gravel.
Okay.
It's horses for courses. I think if you're going somewhere slightly rockier, maybe a 650 with a bigger tyre is going to be better.
Going to give you that handling on the front.
It's got that extra cushion as well coming off the tyre, which is always good. And again, I think if you're doing a ride where you're going to be carrying a lot of luggage, it's probably better again for that whole comfort aspect. But, then we got the tubing is a slight mixture. So the seats, chainstays, are from Columbus, so they're Rose chainstays, got a slight nice little curve neck. The rest of it is all Tangay Prestige from Japan. It's an old school sort of tube set.
Yeah.
Not many people use it these days, but it's super high quality. And the ride quality you get off of it is really surprised me. Wasn't the first choice, but it's actually now ended up as a must-have. To be honest, I can't fault it. It's beautifully made and it went together really nicely.
And you've gone with is it 1x11?
Yes.
So the 1x11, you've got a huge range in it.
Yeah.
So I mean this being a gravel bike, it looks like this is quite set up for climbing as well.
Yeah, it climbs pretty well actually. I went with the biggest gear sizes that Shimano do purely to check the clearances on it.
Yeah.
I also ride single speed on the road, so I don't mind turning over a big gear and putting a bit of effort into the climbs.
A few watts through, so.
So it works really nicely. If I was going to do a longer ride with lots of bags on, maybe having the 2x would be a nice option just to have that extra bit of gearing on there, but I can do that if needs be.
And you're going to just use normal frame bags on you?
Yeah, normal frame bags.
No panniers or anything like that?
No, not that at the moment. I'm designing it, like I said, as a bit more of a race style bike. I will be doing a sort of more adventure bike. I've got some different ideas for that. The whole basic design of the frame I've gone with sort of, I've always been of the opinion that you sort of have an imaginary line from the middle of the head tube down to the dropout.
Yeah.
Anything below needs to be stiff, everything above needs to be compliant. That's always been my sort of philosophy. So the reason I went with that is because gravel runs pretty fatiguing on the body just from the constant vibration you're getting coming through the bike. So I wanted it to have quite a bit of movement to a certain extent in and around this area. So that's why we've gone with the drop stays as well.
Okay.
Also, I think they look cool.
They look really
I don't know why. I have no idea why, but visually I prefer the look of them. And then the bottom bracket, we've got a bigger T47 bottom bracket. So this is a newer, I don't want to use the term standard because it's a cycle trade. We love standards that aren't standards. You've got much bigger diameter bottom bracket on there, so you've got bigger area to weld on, bigger tubing.
Okay.
So it's nice and stiff around the bottom bracket. So getting out of the saddle and climbing, there's very little deflection around the bottom bracket. But then as soon as you sit on the saddle, you've just got that extra little bit of movement and compliance in the back end of the bike. Hence why there's a little bit of a curve in the sleigh as well. A bit of a curve in the sleigh, which allows them to flex out a little bit as well. So when you're travelling at high speed, again, that helps with the whole keeping the bike arrow straight and not wandering.
That's awesome. This is bike number 1.
Yeah.
Is there a bike number 2?
Yeah. And there's parts of that already in the stands.
Okay.
Ready to go. This a hardtail is next.
Excellent.
130mm travel at the front. So it's going to be a 67-degree head angle. So this is the tubing, or part of the tube. This is the down tube for the next bike. This is Columbus Zona tubing. So this is Columbus's top spec mountain bike tubing. So it's slightly thicker walls on it. So I mean, as you might be able to see it, it's pretty thin anyway. So this isn't, this is not scaffolding pole. This it's pretty light for a steel tubing. So this is what's going to be going on bike number 2. So it's full Columbus tube set. That's come from the UK distributor. So that's the top tube as well. As you can see, super high quality, really, really nice. For steel as well, it's actually very, very light. A lot of people don't realise how high quality the new steel tubing is. Best thing as well, if you go for Columbus Zona tubing, you get the Columbus sticker, which is what everyone wants. That's what it's all about. And then it's already partly in works in the stand, so just needs a final fit, but it's going to sit roughly about there. Obviously, you've got your head tube, bottom bracket, dropouts. Dropouts come from a company called Bear Frame Supplies, as do the bottom bracket and the head tube as well. Just in the process of sorting out the chainstays, being a 29er, short back end. Clearance is a bit of an issue, but luckily Columbus makes some beautifully shaped tubing like this, just so you can guarantee you can get the rear end nice and short and you've got clearance to run everything. And hopefully it's going to look something like that by the end of it. So more sort of trail orientated geometry, longer front ends, slightly shorter back ends, 67-degree head angle, so I'm not going too mad on it. Not a huge fan of having long slack travel bikes, slack head angle bikes. They don't feel particularly good at low speeds. So this is going to be a real sort of agile trail cross-country bike, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. I've already sold one bike, so that's to a good friend of mine. I will be taking orders very soon as well, so watch this space on Instagram and the internet, and you should see the website up hopefully around early to mid-September. So yeah, watch this space.
So thank you for watching that first video with Olly Crabb. He's our newest bike builder here in Dorset. He is based just outside Bournemouth, as I said, and I'll hopefully have
more information to share shortly. I will do that on @thebike network on Instagram or on the Facebook page as well, so please follow those. For now, push subscribe below. We'll have some more videos coming, obviously some routes coming up soon that I'll be riding, as well as some local bike shop directory which will go on this week online, and also hopefully in the next couple of weeks a balance of those that shouldn't be cycling in Lycra like myself versus those that do cycle in Lycra. An international pro triathlete, he's based in South Africa, but we'll have more information on that coming soon. Thanks again, and please like this video and push subscribe. See you later. Cheers, bye.